we're going to do a gum chewing what I've been watching. This is probably only going to be half of what I've been watching because I've been watching a lot. And this is just what I have pictures of already uploaded. I have a album of what I've been watching so that I try to make sure to get it all relayed to you guys. The good, the bad, the ugly. So we'll do a gum chewing what I've been watching. And first I've got to do, little channel maintenance, little channel hygiene. Got to take care of the channel. If you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh, geez. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. If you're old here, go double check. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the like if you like. Leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello. A few emojis, anything, as long as it's cool, as long as it's respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1, $2, $5 is really helpful. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Patreon, down below. You're invited. I know not everybody can attend, but you can't say you weren't invited. Email for customs, Instagram, all that other jazz down below. Okay, let's get into it. I'm not even sure where I left off in my last one, so let's see. Let's start like most recent to back. Secret window. How did I make it to this age? I'm never gonna say my exact age because I think that's weird. It's like saying an exact weight. So I'm call myself old. I'm old enough to call myself that. How did I make it to this age without seeing the secret window? It's like pretty much everybody has seen the secret window. Everybody's seen every Johnny Depp movie. I haven't seen the secret window, and I haven't seen some of the Pirates of the Caribbean either, so I don't know. I hadn't seen Sleepy Hollow. I haven't seen Sweeney Todd. But I did watch Secret Window. It did have that Stephen King feel. Isn't it based on a Stephen King book? And I'm not a Stephen King whirl. Some are okay, but that's not really me. So I thought it was okay. It was worth watching. Some of it was a little bit like, wait a second. Like I had not a total prediction, but like a hold on, wait a second. A little early on. The acting was a little cheesy, which is normal for horror. So I could put up with that. It was okay. Essentially, it's about Johnny Depp's character. He's writing a book, and a man comes along and says, "Why are you you plagiarized me?" And Johnny Depp's character is like, "No, you plagiarized me." But this guy is really creepy and like stalks some kind of horror ensues. That's what the secret window is. We watched Old Dads. Sorry guys. We watched Old Dads. That just scared the crap out of me. It was the pharmacy calling. We watched Old Dads. Bill Burr. Who else was in that? Big names. A couple big names are in that. It was a little goofy. It was a little silly. Sadly. What the heck, Nat? I kind of had like Hangover feels. What older generation, like Hangover old guy feels. And they're not old. They're supposed to be mid-40s. I think that was a little bit of a stretch because I think they look a little older than mid-40s. But it's about a group of guys that like had kids older, like had kids in their 40s. Kind of like me and my husband. We had our last kid way older than People are doing that these days, though. People are doing it on purpose these days. Waiting until they're 40s to have kids. Late 30s or 40s. So it was kind of a humorous take on having late in life babies. So some of it resonated, obviously. We're old parents. We're grandparents to our little toddler. It's a little, like, it almost feels a little bit like raunchy humor. So if that's your thing, I would say give it a try. It's not bad as, like, it's not, I could tolerate it. And there's some raunchy humor that I'm like, this is stupid. Like Sausage Party. I'm sorry if you liked it, but I was like, this is just stupid. This is like forcing me to listen to 7th grade boys tell jokes after they found some dirty magazines. Like, it's like forcing me to hear their jokes about it. And I'm like, it's not doing it for me. If it does it for you, good. I want everybody to laugh. But this wasn't that far. It was still like kind of locker room humory, but it wasn't that far. So that was Old Dads. Let's see what else I have in this memory bank, since I can't trust my own memory anymore. Guess what we watched? If you have not seen Strangers with Liv Tyler, Dennis, I didn't know this, Dennis from Sunny and Philly's in Strangers too. I can't remember the other guy's name. He's been in some stuff too. Strangers is the original Get Out, right? No, Us. It's home invasion. Home invasions are terrifying, which is why I live like a paranoid weirdo with setup, because that shit scares the hell out of me. You gotta keep your whole house booby trapped. You gotta have a bunch of dogs. You gotta do what you gotta do. Home invasion movies and home invasion books scare the crap out of me. Strangers still to this day scared the crap out of me. We watched it late one night. Liv Tyler and the other main character come home from a wedding reception. He proposed to her at the reception. She essentially turned him down, so they're like really somber, which just sets the mood. They're just kind of like, are we gonna break up? Like, they did a good job of setting this like weird tone, this awkward tone. And then weird things start. They're at his dad's house, like out kind of in the country. He had the whole house set up with like flowers and stuff, and it's just weird, and there's no immediate neighbors, and then things start to happen, like knocks and raps at the door, and entry is breached. I'll give you that much. Entry is breached. It's terrifying. I think a lot of these newer horrors are based on, have a little strangers elements, and it's based on a true story. Like, these things really happen. These things really happen. So do what you gotta do to protect yourself. What else? The Great Outdoors. If you guys are younger and you have not seen it, I think everybody my age has seen The Great Outdoors. Give it a rewatch if you're my age. If you're younger, John Candy, I almost want to cry when I think about how much joy John Candy has given me in this lifetime. Like, he is a treasure. Great Outdoors is about John Candy's the main character. Takes his family to a cabin. They want to have a nice vacation. A cabin in like the Midwest somewhere, I think. Out in the woods. It is a cabin town, so there's like, it's a touristy cabin town. So he's got some teenagers and some young kids, and he invites his brother, who's like, I want to say like got narcissist tendencies. He's like the money brother, the Mercedes driving money brother, coming out to, rough it with with his brother's family for this vacation. And he's just kind of ignorant all the time and says things like, he always talks about how much money he has, blah, blah, blah. So the brothers have a weird relationship. And like the money brother's trying to extract, because he's actually struggling. So he's trying to extract money from his brothers. So there's like some drama there, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I know there's like a little drama element, but it's hilarious. And my favorite part is where John Candy has to eat a 96-ounce steak at this restaurant to get the free steak, or the free, everybody at the table eats free. So his family's like, you have to eat this 96-ounce steak. It's hilarious to watch. And up until this day, I never knew, because my husband's cousin just told me after we watched this movie that he read that John Candy really ate for this movie. He really ate the 96-ounce steak. And in the scene, he's sweating. He's got the meat sweats. He's sweating. And now I'm like, wow, that was the actual meat sweats. And I guess according to what my husband's cousin read, he ate dessert after. He ate dessert after. Don't do this. John Candy did not live long. Don't do it. But that was dedication to this role. So give Great Outdoors a shot or a reshot. Watch it. Let me know what you think. The other one that we watched, because we went on a little, I still need to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because that's one of my other John Candies. Steve Martin. Anyways. I'm like pulling these 80s movies that I really need to watch. I don't know. I'm just getting this itch right now. And it all started with Uncle Buck. Like, I had been thinking about Uncle Buck for a long time. So I watched Uncle Buck. If you have not seen Uncle Buck, you have to. It's the perfect fall movie. It's set like in the fall. John Candy is Uncle Buck. It's kind of this weird relationship again, because his brother's got money. His brother lives in the suburbs of Chicago. Most John Candy movies are up by Chicago. And him and his wife, somebody in his wife's family gets very ill in the middle of the night. They live in like this huge house. And she's like, hey, hubby, we gotta go. Somebody in my family's really sick. So they get out the phone book and they're like, okay, who's gonna watch the kids? They have a teenager and two little, I think they're twins, but two little, Macaulay Culkin, and then the little girl is somebody too. And they go through the phone book. They're like, nobody can come watch these kids. What the heck are we supposed to do? He's like, well, we can call my brother. And his wife is like, absolutely not. Like, your brother is not watching my kids. Uncle Buck. She's like, he doesn't work. He runs around with rough people. He's a piece of crap, like, in her head. But they have tried everything, so they have to call Uncle Buck. They call Uncle Buck, and he's like, sure, I can do it. Uncle Buck shouldn't be around a dog. Like, he can't take care of himself. But Uncle Buck gets to his brother's house, and they take off, and they leave Uncle Buck behind with a dog, two little kids, and a teenager. And the teenager is a jerk. She is a jerk. So of course he has fun, like, chasing her around while she's trying to sneak out and do all this other stuff. And the little kids just love him because he's cooking these big pancakes, and he's a funkle. And like, one of the kids gets in trouble at school. That's one of the best scenes in the movie. One of the little kids, the little ones, gets in trouble at school. I think it's the little boy, Macaulay Culkin, I think. And so the school calls home, and you gotta go in and explain why your kid's acting a donk at school. So he walks in, he's got a cigarette. He doesn't even realize you're not supposed to smoke in the school. So he walks in with like a cigarette. Oh my God. And he has to go talk to the principal, and he like defends his little nephew or niece. I can't remember which one it is, but it's so cute. It's cute. I love it. Watch Uncle Buck. I don't know where you can find these at, because we've been watching them on some weird app that my husband has, but probably Prime. Yeah, do like a night, do a John Candy night and watch Uncle Buck and Great Outdoors together. Like pop some popcorn, make yourself a steak, pretend you're eating the 96-ounce steak. I even went on Amazon and there's like shirts you can get about a 96-ounce steak. I'm like, I wonder if I wore that shirt, who would know what I was talking about? Watch Sleepy Hollow. So I was having like a little Johnny Depp moment too. I watched Sleepy Hollow. That movie is so pretty. Like the color scheme in that movie, it's like almost like is the word sepia. So we actually watched it. I think we watched it twice just because I liked having it on. So we watched Sleepy Hollow, ParaNorman. ParaNorman is about a little boy. It's like claymation kind of, but computer animated claymation. A little boy that can see zombies and interact with like the dead. And my toddler has a little shirt that looks like a ParaNorman shirt. So when he puts it on, he calls himself ParaNorman, and he's like all into zombie searching and stuff. It's really cute. So ParaNorman's a good movie to watch right now. What else? Now, I don't know if I talked about this yet, but I don't care. I'm going to talk about it again. It's called Nowhere, I think. Yeah, Nowhere. And I usually don't watch voiceovers because it kind of messes with my head when I see mouths and words not. I know. I sound like just a stupid lady. But it just messes with something. So I don't usually watch voiceovers. And I don't know what language it was originally filmed in. So in your country, it might be not a voiceover. So check it out. But it's on Netflix. It's called Nowhere. And it is freaking intense. It's a thriller. You will be on the edge of your seat. Tons of trigger warnings. It is about a woman. She's pregnant. She's trying to get probably to the United States. I'm not totally sure. I think she's trying to get to the United States. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's just what I live in the United States, so in my head I was thinking that. Don't. I don't know. She was trying to get out of her own country to go somewhere. And a bunch of people were. All like, they were all in a shipping container, which are pretty big. So there's like, it looks maybe 30, 40 people in one shipping container, just like standing. Oh, here comes my toddler. And they get loaded onto a boat. And there's like boat monitor gang people that work for these boat companies that are supposed to be searching out this stuff. And they have a sense that somebody's in these shipping containers. People are in these shipping containers. So they just light it up. But she had crawled on top of a box that was in there. So when they're like lighting it up, they didn't hit her. They hit everybody else. It's hard to watch. But she was up on this box and she just laid on top of the box that was in there. And they came in and they got everybody out, and she was still in there in the shipping container. So now she's out in the middle of the ocean and they dump the container. I don't know why, I can't remember. I think I missed that part. They dump the container into the ocean, or it falls off into the ocean. 2 containers. The other one had living people, a bunch of living people in it. This one had just her in it. So they're just out floating in the middle of the ocean. I won't tell you much more than that. But remember, she's pregnant too. And that this shipping container has some holes in it because they lit it up. Okay, here comes my family, so I gotta get going. If you are still there, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, and or a good night's sleep. I will see you later.